It is National Signing Day, and when Michigan is in the college football playoff and they are 12-1 Big Ten champions, signing day just is a little more exciting than years past because you've got a great base to build on. All these guys potentially just could be additions to what should be a loaded 2022 Michigan football team. So here's our as of Wednesday morning, we're filming this about 6:30 a.m. or so. We're going to put it out what we know here Wednesday morning, but we're going to have all kinds of content, jam-packed signing day here from the Michigan Football Report from Chat Sports. I have 5 guys I'm keeping my eye on today that I expect will be Michigan commits throughout the day. A couple of them are scheduled for later this afternoon. So toss them up on the screen here. We've got Derek Moore. We've got Keon Saab from IMG Academy. You've got Darius Clemens, the wide receiver from Oregon. Deion Walker, the defensive lineman from Cass Tech. And Omarion Walker, the 3-star wide receiver, athlete, safety, cornerback, jack of all trades, down from Louisiana, that is currently committed to Notre Dame. Now, we know that Moore is going to announce at 2:45 p.m. Clemens will announce at 3 p.m. Eastern. So, those are the 5 I expect to commit to Michigan today. And we have a big announcement for those two, Derek Moore and Darius Clemens. I'm going to talk to you about their announcements later on this afternoon here in a second. But it worked yesterday, all right? Got all kinds of, you got tons of likes on the video yesterday, so let's get some good mojo out there. One of these on Magic Fingers, feel good, good karma. You like it, I like it. We'll all like today. Like the video. Let's get this Michigan football recruiting power train rolling, choo, 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 right to the national championship with a top 5, top 6, top 7 class. And I think Michigan, the future is bright, folks. So like this video. Don't jinx it. Don't be sitting there on Thursday and saying, I didn't like the video and we didn't get the guy I really wanted Michigan to get. So those are the 5 guys I think will commit and have signed, kind of sign and sign date, sign, commits, the same kind of verbiage. But those guys I think will all end up with Michigan's class. But here are 4 I'm also keeping my eye on, right? I really want this top guy to sign with Michigan. Not because of his talent. I'm sure he's good. 3-star quarterback out of the state of Texas. But look at that name, Alex Orji. Could you imagine if it's like he passed back to pass, Orji over the middle, really sticks it in there? I think that would be just a great name to announce if he was ever starting quarterback at Michigan. His name is Alex Orji. I mean, that's at least how I'm pronouncing it. He visited recently. It sounds like he may stick with his commitment to Virginia Tech and their new coaching staff with Tony Ellett, the former Clemson offensive coordinator. I'm not going to pronounce this guy's name right there. I forget how we said we could pronounce it. Intriger, right? Kia Cohen Intriger, 3-star athlete out of the state of Michigan. Michigan, I'm not really sure he's got a committable offer, although they have shown some interest, and he said Michigan is recruiting me hard. Sounds like if Michigan misses out on some of those guys, they might push hard for him, like, down the stretch this afternoon, etc. But I don't expect that to happen. I don't think Michigan will have room for him, so expect him to land at Wisconsin. Walter Nolan, Damani Jackson, right? Pie in the sky. Walter Nolan is apparently not going to sign with Texas A&M today, although he's still committed to them. So I'm not sure what that means. He's still looking around. He's looking for NIL. Is he looking for something else? Hey, Michigan can make a last-minute play here, right? When they started recruiting Walter Nolan and Damani Jackson, they were a 2-4 program with all kinds of coaching uncertainty. Now they're a 12-1 program, Big Ten champions. Damani Jackson. What happens today, right? There's not been a ton of news coming out Tuesday night. I didn't see anything this morning. Will he announce for USC? Will he announce for Alabama? Will he just let it go and enroll somewhere and announce in early January? We'll see. But, crazy things have happened, right? Michigan, as long as he doesn't sign somewhere today, they've got at least 3 more weeks to make their pitch and to see if they can kind of like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hey, guys, Will Johnson, give Phil Monty a call. Let's have him be part of something special here in Ann Arbor. So about 5 or so hours from now, folks, we will be live here on YouTube. The Michigan Football Report live signing day spectacular. We will have live announcements. Now, not 100% sure if we're just going to bring it to you as it happens or if we will get a feed. If it's on TV, we're not going to pipe it in, but if there's another feed that we can get access to, Derek Moore, 2:45, so about 15 minutes after we go live, and then Darius Clemens, the 4-star wide receiver, will announce during our show, so we'll bring that to you live. So join us. Skip work, go to the men's room, pull out your phone, act like you're using the bathroom, whatever you have to do, get a second monitor. I guess you're maybe work from home, right? Just watch us. We'll probably be live for 90 minutes or so, maybe more, depending on how things shake out. We'll recap the entire class, and I'll take your live questions, not just on recruiting, just on anything Michigan, Georgia, anything you want to ask around this Michigan football program. So All right, let's take a look at this 2020 recruiting class. We're filming this really early Wednesday morning before anyone who is related to Michigan is either signed or potentially decommitted. We'll talk about one decommitment that is, feel like it's going to go down. But this is what we know as of Wednesday morning. We'll put out a final Michigan football class later on this evening. Number one, a man who needs no introduction, Will Johnson, the 5-star cornerback, ranked number 20 overall in the 24/7 Sports Composite rankings. J.J. McCarthy's former teammate, right? Wide receiver Tyler Morris, hurt for his senior year, but he comes in at number 115. Zeke Berry, recent commit out of the state of California, safety, going to add a little bit of flair and speed and size from the secondary for Michigan in future years. Jimmy Rolder, linebacker, number 276, one of these guys who came as a commit just here in the past few weeks. And then Kody Jones, longtime Michigan commit out of the state of Tennessee, one who was kind of wavering for a while. We didn't know, hey, is he going to look at Tennessee? Is he going to look at other schools, Auburn, maybe even other Florida, etc. But it sounds like he is going to send in his letter of intent to Michigan today. As soon as those come in, our post end of day show, we'll make sure we tell you everybody who has sent in their letter of intent is signed on the line which is dotted, or anyone who is wavering out there hasn't sent in their letter of intent. But I'll ask you guys a question. Will Michigan finish with a top 10 recruiting class? They're starting the day at number 10 overall. I think with adding 5 commits potentially, the guys I mentioned, that will give them 4 of those 5 will be ranked higher than Michigan's 4th overall, highest ranked recruit as of right now, higher than Jimmy Rolder. So 4 guys in the top 60 will commit today, I believe, and sign with Michigan. So if they do, folks, I think this could be a top 5 or top 6 class. But if not, or you get some decommitments, we'll see what happens there. But go down in the comments, type Y for yes, or type N for no. You're a Michigan football fan, you celebrate Christmas, you have a birthday potentially, or you just want to be swagged out for the college football playoff and kind of walk in and see your friends or your coworkers, Michigan State fans, Ohio State fans, be like, sup, Big Ten champions. Get the gear. We have set up a special link that anytime anything is on sale, t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, we've got some plaques and memorabilia like that, is back in stock as of the weekend. So it'll go fast. Less time, right after the Big Ten championship game, this stuff was sold out in about 3 days. So get back in there. Don't miss out on the restock. Chatsports.com/champs. Link down in the comments and in the description of this video. Keep it rolling. The next batch of recruits, kind of sticking with the guys who were 4 stars, a couple more 4 stars. Colston Loveland, 4-star tight end, really exciting prospect, right? He kind of reminds me maybe of a little bit of a Jake Butts, not to just make simulations like that, but from out of the state of Idaho, being committed to Michigan for a while. Excited to see what he does in this offense going forward. Mason Graham, another guy who was looking around for a little bit. USC showed him a lot of love the last 2 weeks, but he's sticking with his Michigan commit as far as we know here on Wednesday morning. Then you got defensive lineman Kenneth Grant, 3-star, number 47 overall. And then Jayden Denegal, right? 3-star quarterback. Some recruits, services have him a 4-star, but he's borderline top 500 player in the country. He's one of these guys that I think Michigan's bringing in for depth. I don't think there's any expectation he's going to play next year or the year after, depending on how things shake out with J.J. McCarthy and Cade McNamara. So we'll see how his career shakes out with Michigan. A little bit different prospect than anybody Michigan has on the roster. Now, you notice, folks, I did not have 4-star defensive lineman Cavante Henry on the list. I told you yesterday, if a player is not signing on signing day, if he's not putting his name on the line, which is dotted, then I don't believe, these guys say, I'm going to sign in February. I'm going to wait around, see this, see that. Sometimes in the past, I'm going to sign with my teammates in February. Almost every single time that happens, they don't end up being part of Michigan's recruiting class, so I'm not putting him on my list. It'll probably affect Michigan's ranking negatively a little bit once he is officially not part of the class. But for now, we're going to show you the class rankings with him on there, even though he is not part of my list of guys who are part of this class. A little bit of a different swing. It's signing day here, but both these guys were recruits here in the last 3-4 years. Cade McNamara, 2019 class, J.J. McCarthy, 2021. Who will be the starting quarterback at the end of 2022? Despite being Big Ten champions, 12-1, and starting every game, Cade McNamara has kind of got that Tom Brady 1999 feeling where a lot of people don't think he's the guy and think that only reason we're not number one in the country and undefeated right now is because J.J. McCarthy wasn't starting, or he could be the best guy next year. So go down in the comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I don't even mean the first game next year. I don't mean opener. We all saw J.J. McCarthy got more snaps as the year went on and was really a vital part of this offense in spurts. But who will start at quarterback next season at the end of the season for Jim Harbaugh and this Michigan football program? Type Cade for Cade McNamara and type JJ for J.J. McCarthy. Keep it rolling. It's kind of a top-heavy class, right? You've got, at least going into signing day, you have 1 5-star and 6 4-stars, not counting Cavante Henry, but a lot of 3-stars, and a lot of them, including Myles Pollard there, the cornerback out of the state of Tennessee, that I think have potential to really blossom under Jim Harbaugh. Myles Pollard and Micah Pollard, the Pollard bros, linebacker, cornerback, they're not actually brothers, but Ethan Burke, a player who just committed here in the last couple weeks out of the state of Texas, out of Austin, Texas, and I kind of passed him over there, another tight end, Marlin Klein at the top. Let's keep it rolling here with the rest of this 2022 recruiting class. C.J. Stokes, all right? He is a running back that some people are saying, oh, hey, he's going to decommit. He's not going to be part of this class. I like what I see out of him. He's out of SEC country, out of South Carolina. Maybe it's ACC country and SEC country. But he factors into Michigan's offense. I think as a freshman next year, they'll have some sort of role for him. Maybe even like an A.J. Henning where they'll have 2-3 plays a game for him where they'll give him a reverse or they'll swing pass. But in the future, we'll see what happens. Damani Dent was another player that people were rumored out. Hey, he might be looking around. He might be flipping, but he is looking like he is solid, the 3-star safety. Deuce Spurlock, got to have a Deuce in your class. Linebacker, 3-star, number 961 overall. Kody Jones, I think, is the most underrated player, ranked player in this class. 3-star, kind of the 1,000th player in this country. I think he's going to be a 2 or 3 year starter on the offensive line. And then Aaron Alexander. When Michigan took his commitment, earlier in the year, no one had ever heard of him. He was an unranked recruit, and some people will say he is a Devin Bush-like playmaker, but he just didn't blossom until he was like end of his junior year, into his junior year of high school, so didn't get all of the recruiting love. So that is the 2022 Michigan football recruiting class. And now, I'm going to ask you a couple questions on this program before we get into class rankings. Number one, first question here we're going to ask. Predict the score. Go down in the comments, Michigan and Georgia. And, I don't want to overdo it, but I haven't seen a wide variance of score predictions from you guys, and not everybody watches every video. So if you've answered this before, cool, answer it again, right? But if you haven't answered it yet, I just want to kind of take a consensus. I'm trying to figure out how you guys are feeling. I know Georgia fans are going to be getting in the comments as well, being like 100-0 Bulldogs, go Dogs. Make sure you downvote those comments. So go down, predict the score, Michigan, Georgia in the comments. Heading into signing day as of this morning, 7 a.m. Eastern. So these are the class rankings in the 24/7 Sports Composite. Now, you see a couple of Big Ten rivals there. No need to panic there, but Georgia's got the number one class. Michigan's opponent coming up in the Orange Bowl, followed by Alabama, Texas A&M, who's having a wildly successful class. I think Texas A&M and Georgia are just really impressing with everything they're doing in these classes. Ohio State, then Penn State rounding out the top 5. 6-10, Texas, Notre Dame, North Carolina, Oklahoma, and then Michigan is number 10. But if they get all 5 of those commits and don't lose anybody other than Cavante Henry, there's a chance Michigan passes North Carolina, maybe Notre Dame. I haven't done the class calculator. I just kind of looked at the points. It's like they'll probably be up there somewhere between 6 and 8, depending on how Texas, Notre Dame, even Ohio State, Penn State there at 4 and 5 shake out tomorrow. There's always decommitments as well. So Michigan could end up with the top 6-7 class when all things are said and done. We'll bring that news to you either live later today, 2:30 Eastern, or towards the end of the day when everything shakes out and all the guys who have announced will go ahead and do that. How about the Big Ten? Here's where the top 5 in the Big Ten shakes out heading into signing day. Ohio State 1. Penn State 2, Michigan 3. You saw those on that list. They're all top 10 classes. Michigan State is the 4th highest rated Big Ten class. And then Indiana, impressive class for them. Terrible season, impressive class because they overtook Rutgers, who for a long time in this recruiting process was looking like they might end up with a top 15 class themselves. That's not how it shook out for Rutgers. They're number 6 in the Big Ten. Purdue, Minnesota, Iowa, and then Illinois round out the top 10 in the Big Ten. And then 11 through 14, man, how about Nebraska having a rough go of it? They are number 14, worst recruiting class in the Big Ten. Wisconsin, Northwestern, Maryland, and Nebraska. Kind of the performance in the field for a lot of these teams outside of Illinois and Indiana are showing up at the bottom of the recruiting rankings. I know Minnesota ended up shaking out, having a nice season after a rough start of it early on there. So that is the national recruiting rankings, the Big Ten recruiting rankings, and the Michigan football recruiting class guys we expect to sign today, and then the 5 potential commitments. Join us here this afternoon. Set your alarm right now. Join us live. And you know what? Ask a few questions. It's always helpful to get a bunch of you asking questions so we can take as many of those live on air as we can, and then put that content out on demand for everyone else to watch who can't join us live. So we'll be live here at 2:30. Subscribe to the channel and enjoy National Signing Day. Go Blue.